On people, we are live again. This is sort of an impromptu live here just to kind of go over a few things with Facebook ads for your home service business, or if you are an SMMA agency. I've been getting a lot of requests lately for guys who are jumping into the social media marketing space, who are learning to run Facebook ads, Google ads, etc. How do you provide that as a service for somebody? What sort of things do you need to look at, pitfalls, best practices, etc. So I'm gonna today I'm gonna just walk you through an example. We just set up a new ad right now. Earlier today, probably hasn't even been about an hour or so since I went live. We got our first conversion, our first lead, and that lead converted. So I'm going to walk you through that. And then I'm going to walk you through the back end, which is no surprise that we use high level. But I also want to tell you that right now it's April 1st. High level is doing a little 5-day challenge. And it's actually pretty cool. I typically don't promote these kind of things on my channel. But it's pretty cool because what high level is doing right now is there's a link in the description of this video, of this live, that takes you to a 5-day challenge. And basically what they're doing is they're setting up the entire AI automation for you when somebody becomes a lead, whether it's through text messages, through web chat, through Google My Business, through missed call text back, and a few other things. And they're even giving you a snapshot of that. But perhaps the coolest thing of this whole thing is that they're giving you a 30-day free trial. So typically they give a 14-day free trial, and then you have some affiliates that have like 30-day links or whatnot. In this situation, high level is not only directly from high level, they're giving you a 30-day free trial, but they're giving you access to this challenge that's going to happen starting April 12th, I believe. But there's a pre-stage between April 1st and April 3rd. Anybody who signs up to that challenge between those days alone, they're doing like some sort of one-on-one calls, etc., and a few other extra things. So it's actually pretty cool. It doesn't cost you anything. It is an affiliate link, so I just want to be clear on that. Use it or don't use it, up to you. But it's actually pretty cool because it's what we use, and I'm going to show you what they've got going on the back end. But first, my stuff. First, I'm going to show you results from an ad that we just launched, and we're like in the very early stages. How do you set up missed call text back if they have a business number already? Great question. Two options. Option number one, easiest option, buy a tracking number, forward that tracking number to that business number, or have that business number forwarded to that tracking number, and then missed call text back happens. Option two is have their original number ported into something like Twilio. However, I will tell you from experience, nobody cares about your business number except for you. When I'm looking for a plumber, I don't have my plumber on speed dial. When I may have my barber on speed dial or something else, or my doctor, but any other service, I'm typically Googling and going back and looking for that. Okay, so it's only important to the business owner, not important to the consumer. All right, so step one, let me walk you through, actually, before I forget, I'm gonna walk you through this campaign here, but before I forget, High Level is doing the little promo deal here, okay? So this is like video one that you guys are gonna get access to. And this is like they're doing a 5-day challenge that starts on April 12th. However, when you go to the link that's in the description of this video, and again, full disclaimer, it is an affiliate link. It's going to take you here, and you're going to get access to this 3-part video series that they're launching in the next 3 days. Okay. In addition to that, that's the 5-day challenge, AI challenge, which means that it's going to start April 12th. But if you like sign up to their challenge to receive their emails or whatever, they're going to jump you to this one here. All right. And they're going to give you that, which in my opinion is partially one of the coolest things, is that they're going to give you a 30-day free trial, because this is coming directly from High Level. So it's not like, anybody else is giving it to you. High Level is giving it to you. But in addition to this, like what they're doing here is they're going to go live for 5 days starting April 15th, and they're going to build your automations in the AI that High Level has built in on the back end, specifically in that 30-day account. And then what they're going to do is they're actually going to give you like one-on-one support before this challenge starts on the 12th. So before that starts, as like a bonus. Now, this is a page that typically you don't even see until you sign up for it. So, but I'm going to show you guys what that is. So they're going to jump on a Zoom and give you that one-on-one support. So what they're hoping to do with this is basically have those who are looking to start a marketing agency or already have an agency to kind of resell to their clients and support them. They're going to help you build out all the back end there. Like they're literally going to help you build out the entire automated back end. And all you need to do is just sell it to your customers. And they're even going to help you, I believe, how to go out and get a few of the customers that need this in order for you guys to be successful. So it's actually pretty cool if you're just getting started. And they give you this, like, 30-day free trial of High Level. Obviously, that's cool. But I also want to tell you guys, if you guys decide to sign up to this, I'm going to be realistic with you, and I'm going to be honest with you, and I'm going to be straight up, and I'm going to tell you, everyone is trying to say High Level is this magic bullet, but High Level is really not this magic bullet. High Level is a tool like any other tool. Okay, so I know that there's some people who are going to sign up to this thing, and they're going to go through this, and they're possibly not even going to do anything or take any action whatsoever. But if you do decide to sign up for it, and you use the affiliate link below, shoot me an email after you get your free access, your free trial or whatever. And then I plan on putting a group together of folks and just kind of showing my behind the scenes and answering any questions that you guys may have on any of that stuff, as just like as a thank you for like using that link. Okay, so that's gonna be my promise to you guys. Okay, so so the best way to set it up is getting a tracking number through High Level and then just replacing it on their platform. That's correct. Yeah, that's correct. That's the best way to set up missed call text back. So let's talk about this ad. Okay, so April 1st, all right, because we just literally started this ad no longer than like 2 hours ago. Okay, and I want to show you guys how not to overcomplicate this process. So April 1st, and I don't even think it's gonna tell me. Okay, so it got submitted at 8:52, but it didn't go to approval until, like, I don't know, later on, probably like noon or something like that. And you can kind of see the metrics that we're looking for is click-through rates and CTRs. And so far, 3 link clicks, and this is a messenger objective. And so a lot of people are like, oh, lead ads don't work, messenger ads don't work. Baloney. It all works. It's just you have to know what to do with the leads on the back end. And that's where High Level comes in. That's where the sauce, okay? So we have one message in here, and I don't want to kind of share. Okay, yeah. So one message, all right. So you can kind of see automations on this. I'm not going to share because this is kind of like this is like my client stuff, obviously, right? So automations came in, the message came in, our automated responses. There's like a few messages that go before this, okay? But our automated responses start to kick off. There's the time right there, 13. The person starts to send some images because that's part of our sales process. This is for like a junk company, right? Obviously. And then all of a sudden, yes, it's there. And so I just spoke to this person, and that appointment is booked. They are on the books for this year. And so what I want to show you is literally the back end of how we set this up. Okay, so I'm going to show you the back end. I'm going to go into my High Level thing here because I have a home service business snapshot that I use for pretty much all my local clients, and I'm going to show you how that works. I'm going to go to automations, and I'm going to go to my Facebook. And there's a few in here that I normally use, but I'm going to show you guys what we do for the Messenger one, okay? Basically, the reply is for Messenger. Anybody who sends a message to Messenger, or we can have keywords in here, right? So if somebody replies with like, "Yes, I need a quote," oftentimes we'll say it has this phrase, and then it triggers based off of a specific phrase. Second thing is that they come through this workflow. The main pieces of the workflow are going to be, obviously, a tag is added and it gets added to the pipeline. This is important, a note, because oftentimes we're not going to see what the person typed in there. In some cases, especially if you're asking a custom question, you're not going to see those custom replies. So I like to put this inside of the note section of High Level, so when I'm opening up that opportunity, I can see exactly why they came through. And then we're going to check to see if it is Monday through Friday during business hours. And if it's during business hours, we have one series of automations. And if it's during another set of business, if it's outside of business hours, we have another set of automations, okay? So always, 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 always push for the phone number. Why? Because Messenger and Instagram, they have a 24-hour window limitation. It's right there. And it's not a high level thing. It is a messenger thing, and it's always been this way, or at least for a long time. Basically, if somebody reaches out through any business page, you can only respond to these people within a 24-hour window, and then you can send one other message outside of that window for follow-up, okay? So what we're doing here is we're actually pushing for the phone number. If we do not have the phone number, we are not going to engage these people in Messenger, provide quotes in Messenger, have conversations in Messenger, because if you're anything like most people, you're gonna close Facebook and you're gonna go about life, and it could very well be 24 hours before you come back and check that message, right? But if we have your cell phone number and we engage in a text, it can happen literally at any time, anywhere, any place, right? So what we're doing is pushing for the phone number. And if you reach us after hours, again, we're telling you, hey, I need a phone number to call you back as well. From here, this automation actually pushes people into another stage, and this is where the high level sort of AI comes into play, where you can have all these messages from Facebook lead forms and from Facebook Messenger ads and from the Facebook review widget, which is what we have here, the chat widget that's on your website. That kind of looks like, like the little chat bubble people can send text messages to. And it goes through this entire process and it kind of validates everything. And the AI that's connected to high level, it's not really some complicated, thing that you need to go spend an additional $300 a month for. It's basically built in here, and it connects with any one of these workflows, and basically it has conversations with these leads to try to book him into close appointments. So for example, I'm gonna show you like this demo here that I just connected and I've been testing here. You can see like there's a ChatGPT one, but high level's not gonna set that up, but they will set up the AI chat, which kind of looks like this. So for example, I got this is a test, right? Like April 1st, somebody reached out, opportunity gets created, and then all this right here that you see is AI, right? So it's saying, hey, thanks for, you're looking for gutter cleaning. And then if they don't respond, I'm gonna say, is this a good number to chat? And then there's gonna be a wait period, and it's gonna have a back and forth conversation with this person. If they do happen to respond saying, no, this isn't, sorry, this was a mistake or whatever, then the AI is gonna respond back to this and say, no worries, thank you for reaching out. But if they ask any question about, let's say, gutter cleaning or something, it is going to have a conversation with these people. So that's the cool part about it. Okay, so moving forward in when we're setting up these ads in here, and let me kind of walk you through maybe a different account in here as well. Let me see if I can find one in here. Let's see, fly. Which one is it? All right, so here's another account. This one we haven't been really running ads that long for them, but I'm gonna walk you through these right here. So we have one campaign in here. Um, okay, this campaign has we're gonna go and say 30 days. Okay, so 30-day window, this campaign, 30 days. Okay, March 2nd through the 1st. Okay. Again, messenger ads right here. In this case, we've tested both messenger and lead forms, and we've got both running, both messenger and lead forms running. Okay, but 31 leads, 37 leads, 19, $16. This is gonna be for like kitchen and bath remodeling. So one is gonna be for kitchen cabinet resurfacing, repainting, remodeling, and the other one on top is going to be for bathroom remodeling. So what happens on the back end of this ad is the same thing that I just showed you. We basically have an automation that kicks in here that walks you through like, hey, what is it that these people are going to need? It tries to gather that phone number. It tries to look for whether or not they need those qualifying questions. If they meet those qualifying questions, we even go down the line and maybe ask these questions in sort of a survey, kind of scenario in here. High level does a great job at connecting all this stuff on the back end, like I said. So I'm gonna try to keep it, keep it short for for you guys here. A few questions that I get asked on, and in fact, I was just speaking to somebody about these questions. Somebody was asking about, like, they kept emailing me, right? Like, what do I do now? I spent $91 and I've got like one lead. And the reality is that unless you hit 4,000 people reached and 6,000 impressions at least, you cannot make a determination whether or not it's working, because while your ad is running for like maybe 2 days and you spent $91 and maybe you only got one lead, that's not enough if you don't have those benchmark metrics that you've hit. You don't have enough data to make a determination. And on day number 5 or 6, you might get 4, 5, 6 different leads that brings that cost down to about $30 or $20, etc. Biggest opportunity though, like I said, is the back end. We are no longer running any sort of ads for anybody without automated backends. That means if it's not tied into automations where we can instantly respond back to people, if it is not tied into text message specifically, if it is not tied into some sort of like automated AI of some sort that can respond to people back and forth 24/7, we're not running ads like that for people anymore. Okay, so, and that's also the biggest issue for small business owners right now, is that they're busy in their business, they're running their outfits, they're doing marketing, they're doing the quoting, they're doing the estimating, they're going out doing the job. And so it's impossible for them to say, I respond to everyone instantly, I answer 100% of the calls. That's just nonsense. And that's where literally the opportunities fall, the opportunities are. So can I ask a message or ads work better for you than for? No, they work about the same. But messenger ads in some instances are going to be cheaper. So in the initial stages when we're gathering data, I'd rather have data at $3 a piece, at $3 like a lead, than data at $20 a lead, right? But that gives us an opportunity to adjust. By the way, I owe you an email. I haven't forgotten about you. I did see it. And so I'll respond to your email about the calendar, by the way. So would the new updated videos include any Google Ads training? No, I'm not going to include any Google Ads training in the Facebook Ads workshop, but what will be included in there is going to be a automated backends. And I've decided that automations on the back end are going to be key for literally every entry point. And so I'm going to include a couple of automations in there that we have hooked up to our clients' Google My Business accounts. And when I mean accounts, I mean their landing pages, because the way Google works is through landing pages or through missed call text. And so those leads that come in through Google, we are finding that people are having the same issues that they're having on Facebook. They're saying, well, this lead is not ready to buy, or I couldn't get a hold of them, or whatever. And that's the reason for that. It's the reason for that is because people want to buy how you shop, right? And so oftentimes they're not going to answer a phone from an unknown number. In fact, I did a poll on my Instagram account, and I'll probably make a post about that at some point. And I think I had over 100 people submit the poll. 58 to 68% of people do not answer unknown numbers. So it doesn't really matter if you're calling from Google or Facebook or whatever, they're just not going to answer it the first time. This is why the automations on the back end are so important. This is where the gap is for a lot of small business owners right this second, okay? Somebody calls you, you need to be able to respond to that call right away, or you're going to lose that deal, plain and simple. There's no way, no way around that, right? So yeah, so in part, that's why I kind of wanted to hop on here, because for those of you who are on here, I didn't want you to, I didn't want you to miss. If you have been on the fence about high level and you've been on the fence about the automation part of it, I didn't want you to miss, since high level is giving away their 30-day free trial with the link in the description, and they're helping you set up all that stuff on the back end. I mean, why not? Like, if it doesn't work out for you at the end of 30 days, like, cancel it, and you didn't really lose anything. So is there a way to be able to respond to comments on your Facebook post? Yes, actually, they are coming out. I think that is scheduled for them. I've seen it flown around with high level, and I know it's been asked a few times, and they're gonna have a way to do that. However, if you use Zapier, you can already do that if you don't want to use something like ManyChat or something similar. But it can already happen. The issue with that is that you want to have to kind of be careful with it, because if you're running an ad and you're telling people, yes, reply with a certain keyword, that's great, right? But you have to understand, a lot of people will abuse that, and a lot of people will just respond to comments and message people just for no reason, and then the use case just kind of becomes ruined, right? And they will kind of block all that and do whatever. So let me show you guys. I mean, this is going to be pretty cool, right? So I'm going to show you guys like I don't want to show my client stuff, but I think I made a video about this, on my TikTok and Instagram, right? So this is a call, right, from a person that came in, from one of my clients' accounts, right? And this is what I'm talking about when I say, high levels building out the automations for you guys. So they missed the call, and then like you can kind of see like this person, the automation responded like, "Hey, we missed you, sorry, whatever," and then the person says, "Hey, I need a quote for an AC like repair," and the automation, like this is all AI, right? It's like, "Hey, we provide free estimates, but we need to know like a little bit more details and like where you're located." And so this person responds back. At this point, you know, I don't think that they're aware that they're having a conversation with a bot, but people like that because it's faster. I don't think they mind, right? So the guy's like, "Yeah, it's a 3-ton unit and I need an estimate," right? So then the bot's like, "Okay, great. This is part of high level." It goes out and checks the calendar that's connected to high level that integrated with Google. And then it finds the available time slot and it tells the person like, "Does this work for you or not?" And it waits for the person to respond. It says, in this case, it said, "Yeah, it works for me." And now the bot's like, "Okay, well, I need a full name and address and all this other stuff," right? And check this out. I'm gonna block this here. He responded with the information that they needed. However, the bot detected that there was no email. So the bot responded back, "I need an email." And then the guy responded with the email right there, right? So all this is happening automatically. All that's happening like behind the scenes when a lead is coming in. That kind of automation is exactly what everyone needs to be aiming for. It doesn't matter if it's Facebook leads, Google leads, Angie's leads, whatever. I hope nobody here is still buying Angie's leads because they're terrible. But if you are and they're working for you, have some sort of automated response for that. But this is the type of response that when I say the AI and the automation, this is what I'm aiming for, right? So for a local business owner, if you want to use high level within your business, I think all you really need is the $97 plan. I don't think you need anything more than that, right? Because you're a single business location. So, I mean, unless you're planning to resell it, right? But if you're a marketer, if you're an agency, if you want to jump into the social media marketing space, if you are providing Google ads, Facebook ads management for clients, then you need to definitely go with the at the very least the $297, at least. Okay, the difference between high levels 297 and 497 is the 497 allows you to rebill and mark up prices. So there are a lot of people out there who are reselling high level under their name, and then they're marking up the price of a text message by 10%, or 10x, I mean, or the price of an email by 5x, etc. So every little feature they seem to be marking up. When we run ads for clients, we include an instance of high level as long as we're managing the ads for you, and we don't upsell nothing. Like you just get a their standard sub account with all the unlocked features, and we budget in for the cost of text messages. So we even cover the cost of text and email when we manage accounts for folks. So that's another thing you have to be careful. If you're buying high level from somebody else, find out what's going on. If you're buying it from a white label reseller, they are supposed to provide the support for you. They are supposed to provide that support for you, the help that you need, not high level. So a lot of times what will happen is somebody will buy it from like an agency who's reselling it, and that agency just kind of ghosts you, and then you can't even get high level support because you didn't buy it from them. You bought it from a third party reseller. You got to think about that. If you go directly to high level, then high level can provide that support for you. But yeah, it's totally worth it. But that kind of automation is what you need to be running for everybody, um, everyone that comes through. Okay, so yeah, so a lot of leads in the comments. I know that they're coming with the leads in the comments, but um, that's going to be a feature that they're going to add, I believe, pretty soon. They're kind of ramping up. At this point, we're using them for pretty much everything. All of our ads are being powered, with that. Let me see if I can show you. I'm going to show you one more here, and this one is going to be a standard type of ad because some people have questions about this kind of ad, which is a conversion ad that goes to a landing page. There are instances where that is something that we do. It's a little bit more tech involved, and so that's why I really don't cover it, because I think for the small business owner, um, a lead form and a messenger ad, those are on platform conversions. They do extremely well if you have the back end, tight, if you have the back end automation tight, right? So um, let me look at 93 bookings. Okay, right here. So this one here that I'm going to show you, all right, is a conversion campaign, okay? Which means that this goes to a landing page, right? So this is from 30 days, okay? We'll do 30 days right there. Update this, and this goes to a landing page. We're not even spending that much money on this one. We're spending like so far past 30 days we've only spent 1,400 bucks. So but 93 form submissions, 93 form bookings right there, okay? And this is for a local company that does like fencing, and they don't only do fencing, but they do like driveways and a few other like home improvement type projects, okay? But here's where the kicker is on this, okay? The kicker on this is going to be in the automations, because here's what we do for anybody who's running landing pages. It's exactly the same thing that you're going to do when when somebody sets up your Google Ads. Basically, that's exactly what it's gonna look like, right? So you saw that this one's got like an AI booking. It's labeled that way. So what we basically do is we have the landing page, and we have a high level form that's tied to that landing page. When anybody submits that, boom, a series of events start to happen. Emails, SMS messages, we miss conditions, we match, and then eventually all this kind of takes over, and it looks for calendar integration. It checks to see for appointments that are empty on the calendar, and it provides an appointment via text message to the customer to see if they're okay with that time for an estimator to come out. It also sends voicemail drops. I don't know if I have this one built out because this one's like a sample one, but we also do voicemail drops in here as well. So this right here is what needs to be set up moving forward for even Google Ads, if you guys are running Google Ads, okay? Doesn't matter the source. If you've got a website and you're let's say you're ranking on Google, and you're in the map pack, and people are coming to you, they're calling you, and they're filling out your form, you need to have it set up exactly the same way so the AI can kick in and you don't lose any of those deals, because otherwise they're going to your competitors. All right, so hopefully that makes a lot of sense. Yes, you can have it work for Google LSA. Yeah, you absolutely can. In fact, I believe, again, we have some clients where we would integrate directly with them, because they are, obviously they're running ads omni-channel. So they've got Google, they've got YouTube, they've got Facebook, Instagram, etc. But yeah, look. So let me show you. Here's the integration section of high level. This is my account. There's Google local service ads right there. You literally connect and tie this into the back end of it, and you can start to use this as a trigger. At this point, we're running TikTok ads as well. This is for my business. TikTok ads are like crushing it in the home service space as well, and most people are kind of ignoring those TikTok ads. But everything that we do, it's been a real like eye-opening game changer when you have the automations on the back end, because I've always said it, getting leads is the easy part. It's closing and converting those leads that people struggle with. Like I can send somebody 100 leads, and if they're, some people will be able to convert 50 of them, some people won't be able to convert none of them, right? And so it's converting those leads that really matters, okay? If we use conversions and websites, there's huge data delay. Don't know how Facebook will optimize if it will show up. No, no, that's a good thing. That's a good idea. I'm glad you bring that up, because if you use a website, you need to use CAPI. Okay, and the way you set up conversion API on for conversions on a website is different than when you do for forms. So for example, here's like Facebook conversion API, right? So for example, like an order form is submitted, right? So let me show you what that looks like, right? So trigger is an order form was submitted, or a form was submitted. This would be like the form on the landing page, right? And you send that to your conversion objective there. So I'm gonna, hide my tokens. And so that's what that is. And the funnel event can be leads, the funnel event can be whatever you want that to be, right? Then that basically sends it to Facebook. And it can have another conversion event as well. Oh, that was huge. I can have another conversion event that says when this form is submitted, then it goes to, Facebook's conversion API. So basically from here, what you're doing is clocking and reporting inside of high level, which is doing all your tracking for you. This one is going to be for lead forms right here. And the other one is going to be for website forms. And basically that data is being sent to Facebook in real time as leads are coming in through your landing page. All right. So that's how you track it. So in other words, you're not going to wait for the data on Facebook to be, behind. However, those optimized events are going to be uploaded to Facebook, and then they are going to be, your ads are going to perform a little bit better when you set all that up. Okay. So anywho, hopefully, you guys got something out of it, out of this. I tried to plan for these a little bit better in the future. Like I said, sometimes they're just kind of spontaneous. This one's more spontaneous than others because I wanted really to kind of let you guys know about the high level stuff. So if you guys are sitting, yeah, go ahead. If you guys are sitting on the fence, on high level, the link in the description of this video is going to take you to their 5-day challenge, which is free. And then they're going to give you a 30-day free trial of high level. And then they're going to build the automations out for you live and provide support. So yeah, what question do you have? I'll answer it. I'll answer it here. So yeah, so don't miss out on that. Go out there. Like I said, very least it's worth the 30-day free trial, because it's straight from high level. Those don't come around all the time. If stop campaign for a week or a couple weeks, will it do something with the previous performance? Yes. If you stop your campaign for an extended period of time, the campaign will go back into learning mode, and it will affect your campaign. Yes. So there are a few things that affect the campaigns. Okay. This is why it's best practices to clone a campaign and make those single variable adjustments to those campaigns, and not necessarily in the live campaign. If you change creative or text or copy, your ad basically resets from the very beginning. You lose all traction that you had on it. You lose all social proof, all interaction, all those metrics. You start back up again. If you make what Facebook considers a significant change, this could be jumping from budgeting too soon or too high. So let's say your budget is 15 bucks a day, and then you're like, okay, tomorrow I'm going to jump to $100 a day. That's a very huge jump. More than likely your ad will reset and it will go back into the learning phase. If you make changes to targeting drastic, right? So let's say, you are targeting a specific city, then the next day you open it up and you're like, I want to target this city plus a 50-mile radius. You're going to throw your ad off, and it's going to not perform very well. So the best thing to do in most cases is to duplicate the ad and change that single variable that you want to test or adjust in a new ad, okay, in a new ad set. And then stack it against the original one and see which one wins, which one beats it out, okay? So yes, it will change it. If you pause your campaign for about a week or so, and then you come back and restart it, it's like starting over again. I think you can pause it for a period of time. We've done it to where we've paused it 24 hours, 48 hours, come back and restart it. Everything's good. But I know that longer periods of times will affect your ads. Um, it's possible. Yeah, I mean, it's possible that it didn't go to the learning mode, but um, in some cases it will. In some cases it will. Okay. So Julio says, do you use GHL phone numbers or business numbers for a sale? Um, you can use your own phone number, like so you can use. I know that Google sometimes give you that Google Voice number. Um, the clients that I'm working with, they're using tracking numbers inside High Level. Yeah, and they're connecting everything through High Level through those tracking numbers. And that's how they're able to initiate missed call text back and do the automations and everything. The phone number drives a lot of the automation, and the reason for that is because if you're not texting people right now, you're gonna lose out. Like when I say reach out to people, I really mean text them instantly. Um, and don't be robotic about it. There are people who are like, well, I've set up the automations, but they just don't work. And then you look at their wall of text and it's like, who speaks that way? Like if I call you and I ask you about, like, let's say gutter installation, and I'm like, hey, um, I submit a form or something on Facebook, and I give you my details, and you instantly respond back with like, hello, sir, we see that we got information on gutter cleaning, and these are the best materials that we use, and this is blah, blah, blah. And you send me a wall of text, I'm gonna just like, forget this guy, right? Because people don't interact this way. People interact with like short, non-formal type of verbiage when it comes to text. You might say something like, hey, Armando, you filled out the form on Facebook about gutters. Do I have the right info? And I may say, yes, I did. And you may say, cool, listen, really, we could provide an estimate, but we have to come out and measure, like, when's a good time for you? And then I might say, okay, well, I mean, maybe, I don't know, what do you have? And then you'll say, well, do you prefer mornings or afternoons? And you'll say mornings. And then you'll continue that conversation. That's how people interact with text, and that's how the automation should interact. Okay, so what's the 5-day challenge? So the 5-day challenge is a challenge that High Level is doing. And basically what they're doing is they are doing a 5-day challenge starting April 12th. But April 1st, right now, through the 3rd, they're allowing people to early sign in. And they're showing like 3 challenge videos. And then because they want people to sign up early to the challenge, the ones who sign up between April 1st and April 3rd, they are going to give you a 30-day free trial of High Level, and they're going to walk you on Zoom and one-on-ones personally taking care of your backend. So in other words, they're going to set up the AI on the backend inside of your High Level account. They're going to give you the support to hook it up to text messages, to hook it up to missed call text back, to hook it up to web forms and all that. And they're even going to help you promote it so that you can sell it to local business owners who are in need of that, but don't have the time nor the skill set to be able to, build that for themselves. Okay, so that's what that is. And the reason I kind of wanted to come on here and talk to you guys about it is because more than anything, they're giving away a 30-day trial of High Level. And they're going through and they're going to provide the support for you, right? So when you get to the registration page, I think, let me see if I can pull it up. Yeah, so this is like the first video that they're going to show you, and then there's 2 more videos coming tomorrow and the day after tomorrow. And then if you decide to sign up early, they're giving you this. It doesn't cost anything. They're hoping that they do a good enough job to help you set up not only the AI software, but so you can be able to sell it or use it. And if they can do that, they're hoping that you guys will stick on with High Level. But obviously, if you decide that it's not for you, then you can cancel it at any time. But this is what it is, and I think this is what the login screen looks like. Basically, you just kind of click here and just put in your info, and that's it. There's nothing else. There's nothing else to it. So that's all they're doing, right? So, anywho, that's it. I've noticed that more than automatic responses, people get in. Yeah, it depends on how you structure it, really, to be honest with you. If you are structuring your responses like crazy, then people will get annoyed. Like they will flat out get annoyed. But if you do things the right way and you actually put some thought behind it, then people are not gonna get I'm not gonna get annoyed. So, you know, just like for example, right? I'm gonna block this, okay? So here's a person, phone number, right? Phone number. They came through an ad, they gave us the phone number. So what would you expect us to do here? Send a wall of text? No. So and then what we do is like, hey, thanks for reaching out. Somebody's gonna text you soon. That's a short response, right? And so then we wait for a response, and if we don't hear anything, we say, hey, thank you, we're inquiring about this and that, and then they go ahead and they send us the information. But I have accounts, and I'll show you some like legacy accounts that I have in here from previous people, and they are just like, I'm just like, what are you doing? Why are you responding this way? And they can't seem to get away from it, and it's mainly because they don't know or they don't understand how they should be responding, because it's such a new thing, right? And you want to respond to people exactly how you text, exactly how you talk. So if you're talking to me and I'm asking you about your services, it's going to be short and sweet. I'm going to ask for a quote, etc. So but if you don't do that, then yeah, people are going to get annoyed, right? So here's one, right? A lead comes in, we respond, hey, this is this person from blah blah blah. Can we text you tomorrow? Sorry we missed you. Are you available tomorrow because you reached us after hours, basically. Person responds, yep. And then we have a wait period, right? And then we're like, okay, great, talk to you tomorrow. Thank you, have a great evening. So that's a good conversation. And in order to achieve these kind of conversations, you need to have wait periods in there. So I don't know if this one's gonna have it, because this one's gonna be like, all right. So you need to have wait periods. Okay, these are important so that they appear natural. So in other words, if I fire off text one and then text two immediately, they're gonna like this is gonna show you that it's a bot, right? But if I'm waiting, half a second or 3 seconds or a minute and a half or something like that to respond, then it's more natural, right? It's more natural. Also, the texts that come in need to be adjusted for that, right? So, you know, thanks for reaching us. We're not always on Facebook. What's a good cell phone number, right? And so then there's a wait, right? So your workflows have to have some weights in them, and you don't want to fire things off that crazy. And that's where a lot of times this automation is going to be the winner, because the automation can detect when people are responding, and you can train it. You can say, hey, after every respond, you need to wait at least a half a second, and then respond accordingly. And every response will be a little bit different. When you use lost and abandoned opportunities, yeah. So your question is, you're a little bit confused when you use lost or abandoned opportunity. So basically, a lost opportunity is when they say, I'm not interested in your services. Your price was too high. Then you're like, okay, I've lost this opportunity. I've lost it, right? But an abandoned opportunity is one you choose to stop pursuing, right? So maybe you say, okay, we are going to put them into a drip email and sequence and follow up with them. But after we followed up with them and we touched them at least 17 times, if we make touch points, 17 touch points, I'm just going to consider this abandoned. I'm just going to abandon the opportunity here because I don't feel like I'm getting anywhere. So that's the two difference between abandoned and lost. Yeah, so one is hard no, the other one you just gave up on. That's how people use it. But for us, very rarely do our clients kind of use those things. They just kind of, and let me show you the dashboard, because I think this also might be another area, especially for local business owners, they get confused because like 90% of all the things that we're using on the dashboard in high level, we're definitely not using. So let me pull up a dashboard in here and show you guys, okay? Brand new account, big fat dashboard. Let me do a thing here, right? Really not much here. The only thing that I'm doing is number of leads that come in, and I'm graphing this like every single day, number of leads come in, and then how many appointments did they make, and then like the Facebook reporting, which is kind of watered down because we provide better reporting, but we're like, okay, you know, this one just started, right? So you just spent $3, your CTR is 7.32, and the cost per click is 18 cents, and we got a lead for basically $3.24, and this lead converted. So if it turns out to be a $600-700 job, we are already profitable with this ad, right? So we don't use like anything that's crazy here. Like I know that there are people who have these dashboards that look like this, all right, and they're like, and they got all this in here, right? And it's like, kind of like, really, as a small business owner, the only thing you want to see here is, did I get a lead? How much did it cost me? Did the lead turn into a conversion? And that's it, right? Like I shouldn't have to spend my time as a small business owner reading dashboards and going through this, especially if you're like a guy in a truck kind of outfit, you're doing the job, you're doing work, you're going through the motions. It's like, I just need to see it at a glance. And truth be told, a lot of my clients don't even access their dashboards. All they're doing is really going through and looking at conversations and speaking with people. Yes, if you haven't, yes, you can customize the dashboards, and you can add more than one dashboard. That's where the dashboards become, that's where the dashboards become useful, is when you have an agency, all right? Because we're measuring so many different things, right? Like as an agency, we're measuring so many different things, so many different pipelines, and everything else. So like, for example, like here's what my dashboard looks like, and I have it set for like a week, right? So like in this week, I had 13 opportunities come in, and then these are kind of like where they came from, and then I have several pipelines. So like I have my main pipeline, that is kind of like always cleared, and then I have my Science Digital pipeline, which is kind of go this way. Then I have tasks and stuff that I need to have my team do. Some of these are way overdue. And then I have like lead sources of where these people come from. And then I have other stuff that kind of goes all the way down. But even then I have some stuff that I don't even use, but like, you know, I've got like all these opportunities that were new leads that were closed, and et cetera. So that's kind of where it goes. I would love for GHL to have a better UX. Yeah, that's so. Here's the thing with that, right? Their UX compared to some of the others could use some work. However, the simple answer is the best answer. Okay, and God, the guy who does a really good job at this, and all of our accounts are set up very similar, by the way. So I want to show you an account that has some data in it, so you guys can see what's going on, right? And basically, you're living in two areas inside of high level. You're living in opportunities and you're living in conversations. And 99% of the time, it's conversations. The other portion is going to be the opportunities tab. But basically, here's what it looks like. We have new leads coming in, appointments booked, appointments done, estimate sent, work scheduled, work completed, and then obviously not interested. And that's about as complex as you want that UX to be, right? So most of you guys who are on the small business side, you're working off of your phone, right? Because you're on the job site or off of an iPad, and really you can kind of see anything that you need off of an iPad. And if you customize the dashboard with the 5 or 4 data points that are really important to you, then the UX really is very simple. The other thing I think people get confused about is that they hide this, right? They see all this stuff here. And if you're not using this, this is going to become overwhelming to you. And so what happens is, as a user, you can change this and you can customize it, right? So, and you hide some of these. Like if you notice, like on my thing, I don't have a launch pad. So if I go here, um, I hide the launchpad for my users because it's confusing and they don't need it. So basically they need this, 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 right? Some of them are using payments, they'll use this, but as far as like the marketing and all this stuff, they very rarely need all that. So I don't even put it on their sidebar. Okay, so it makes everything much more cleaner. So can you please show us where you can do customization? Yeah, so let me show you something here. So if I go here, first and foremost, if I go to settings and I go to my staff of any sub account, this is mine, right? And I click this pencil to manage the user. All right, so I manage my team right there. I'm gonna have a bunch of settings in here. And in the settings, the very first thing that I have is permissions. As an admin, you have all these permission settings. And every one of these permission settings can drive a toggle from this side, right? So if I, say hide dashboard, for example, then I no longer have access to the dashboard. So the things that things that a small business owner doesn't need, if you're an agency, if you're a marketing agency, right? They don't need campaigns, they don't need triggers. You need to hide these, right? So you need to hide that. They basically need opportunities, they need contacts, they don't need communities, they need to be able to see their ads reporting if they have it. They need none of this other stuff except for appointments, calendars, maybe even reviews, conversations, and then everything else becomes null. So you just kind of shut that off. And what that does is it literally cleans this whole area right here. It cleans all that for them. And let me see if I can show you. I don't know if I'll be able to show you because I'm like I'm logged in and I'm literally the admin, but maybe I can show you what this looks like here. No, I don't think I'll be able to show you here. Oh yeah, maybe. No, I won't be able to show you. But basically, it removes all the sidebar information from when that person signs in, so that you don't have to literally mess with any of it, and you won't see it there. Okay, so yeah, so in order to customize the dashboard, there's this button here, okay? And you can create more than one dashboard. I can create a different dashboard and I can label it whatever I want. And I can even make this a private dashboard. So if I'm the agency, I have a private dashboard that my clients cannot see, which is basically, or my team members won't be able to access, etc. I can do that as well. I can customize this dashboard here. I can delete, I can click this pencil and high level now, see all these sections, I can delete them. I can, adjust the stage name. I can change the name here. So like this might be leads or something. I can do that. But I can also add a widget in here. And they've got a ton of stuff that you can add. Like I can literally add anything I want in here that makes it better. So like if I want to see my dashboard that shows the number of appointments that were booked over a 7-day period, I'll be able to see that. I can also be able to see, what kind of opportunities were won, abandoned, etc. Like there's like a little ton of stuff. I can see my call reporting, incoming call status. I can see my agents reporting if I have more than one user. Conversations. I can see how many total messages I got versus how many total, emails I got versus who was assigned to what. So if some of my team members are slacking, I'll be able to see like who's slacking there as well. And then there's just like a ton of other stuff. They even have the ability to add um what do you call it, a an embed. So they have an object that you can embed. So I can embed an external website in here. So let's say that I have like a page where my people go and train. I can embed that in here as well, and do that. So if I wanted to embed like, I don't know, I haven't tried it, but I'm pretty sure that if you wanted to embed like the Facebook Ads Manager, you can embed it right there so that you can have your ads be created from in there as well. So yeah, so there's a ton of stuff that it does. But again, right, like most of this stuff, it's going to be useful for you if you're an agency and you're providing marketing services. But as a small business owner, you want like 99% of the stuff gone. So that's gonna be it, right? Um, yeah, you probably don't see it because you need to have a like 297 plan or something like that. Um, I think that's really the difference between the 297 and the 497 plan that they have, is that 497 allows you to mark things up, right? So let me show you what I mean by that if you guys want to see it, because like I'll show you. So if I go here to SAS configurator, yeah. So like here's what the back end of it looks like when you have SAS mode. Now again, my business model is not to resell high level as a subscription. Anybody who runs ads with me and we have ads management services, I give them an instance of high level. They get it for free. And I don't mark any of the stuff up. Whatever inexpensive costs that we get from high level, we just pass on to them. In fact, we include it in our cycle so we don't have to deal with it, right? So this is the difference, right? So like when you have SAS mode, you can go here and actually here, and I can go and I can like edit these different things, and I can upcharge people, right? That is the difference here. Like if I go to, if I go to any one of these plans, I can change it, and I can say, oh, I'm going to charge you $199, or I'm going to charge you $397, or I'm going to charge you $497 or whatever. And this is literally like high level's $97 plan, and people are selling it for $199, and then they're marking up the text messages and everything else, right? So that's some of the business model. So we don't really do that, right? So SAS mode allows you to mark this up as well. So I think if I go to settings, um, there might be in here. Yeah, there's because I don't use it that way. I don't I don't even know, to be honest with you. I don't even know where to change it in here, but I know that you can change it. So, you know, I can have a plan, and I can add my categories, my trial text credits, the price that you're gonna pay monthly. I think if I show you maybe a sub account that has it, I'll show you where I'll be able to kind of. So this is a sub account. If I go to manage sub account, um, I think down here is where I can actually upcharge you stuff. Yeah, right here, SAS rebilling, right? So I can even charge you. I can even limit it and say, hey, my 97 plan only includes 3 users or 4 users or whatever, or I only allow you to have 1,000 contacts for this one here. And that's what a lot of SaaS companies do, but I frankly don't do that. There's the text message rebilling, right? So if I enable this, I could literally charge you like boop, I could charge you like 2.5 text message credits. So I'd be making money off the text messages, off the reselling of all this stuff and everything else, right? Which really I don't, because it's not my business model. But just to give you an idea of all the flexibility that you have. So Leandro says, I do mobile detailing. Can you show me how to optimize my lead form for quality leads and forms? What you've seen does a lead campaign. What? I do mobile detailing. Can you show me how to optimize my lead form for quality leads? And from what you've seen, does a lead campaign cost more per lead than a messenger campaign? So it really depends on your offer, okay? And the way you optimize a lead form is through custom questions. So you want to add custom questions to your lead form so that, okay, the people that come through have to jump through a little bit of hoops. You never want to leave the default form alone with the questions that Facebook pulls, because if somebody clicks it and it populates their data, there's a button on the bottom, and people click that blue button thinking that they're exiting out of the form, and they're really submitting it, and that's what creates the low quality lead. Ask the custom questions. For example, when do you need the car washed? What's your home address? What kind of car do you drive? Whatever you need to provide a quote. Once you do that, the next point of optimization happens on the back end. You must have automated responses at some point. You have to do that. Because if you create a lead form or a messenger form, what happens when somebody reaches out to you and you got your gloves on and you're detailing a car? Realistically, if you cannot get to that person instantly, your chances of closing that deal diminish significantly. And if it's after 5 minutes, you lost them. So people want that instant gratification on that. As far as which one converts better, they both do well. They just have to be handled a little bit different. Facebook like these on-platform conversions. So I'm connected to my Google account, but I cannot see my LSA account. Yeah, I don't. You have to like sign in. Um, I know that when you set up your LSA account, there is a there is a section where you can go and authenticate that. So you'll have to kind of play around with it, but it is possible because I know that we authenticated for clients. In fact, we kind of we click on it for clients and they click it and they connect to their LSA account and they have to choose their MCC account down too because there's an advertiser account that you have to select. So you have to play around with that, but I know that it's there because we've got it connected with folks. All right. Well, guys, hopefully this was good. I'll try to maybe schedule some things out in the future, like I mentioned before. Again, if you're watching this, you're on the fence, check it out and get your 30-day free trial of High Level. Let them help you set up the automations and see what happens. Guys, have any questions after that, leave them in the comments. And we'll talk to you guys soon.